Sir Martin Sorrell, CEO of WPP, perhaps the world's most powerful ad man. What's the future of advertising?
Perhaps is right. Well, you said advertising, which is a bad word. I mean, one's got to call it advertising and marketing services or communication services. We're a $1 trillion industry. 500 billion is traditional media. 500 billion is outside in the areas like research and public relations and public affairs and branding and identity and healthcare and digital and interactive and a lot. The future, I think, is very good. I mean, we're into everything. I mean, talking about as an industry, and WPP is into a significant part of that, given the scale and nature of our business and the scope, because it's much bigger in scope than many of our traditional, if not all of our traditional competitors. The year of contraction was 2009. We've expanded consistently. When you say advertising, it implies that because the traditional media or legacy media are under attack, like newspapers, because they're being disintermediated by Google and Yahoo and everybody else, and we have a recession at the same time, so it's a perfect storm as far as they're concerned. But if you think about new forms of newspapers, I mean, I download the FT or the Wall Street Journal onto my iPad or the Times. This is a new form.
Is the iPad the savior for advertising?
I don't know if it's the savior. I mean, it's one of a number. You know, RIM is bringing out their iPad version. I don't know if it's the savior, but it's an alternative. See, how do you define newspapers? If you define newspapers as felling trees and distributing newsprint, I think that's a pretty dead model. If you define it as digitally delivered newspapers, then I think the world is your oyster. I think the Wall Street Journal online is phenomenal. I can play a podcast. I can click on to a picture and I get a video. I mean, let's say our interview could be on there if they thought it that important. So it's a phenomenal, and I think it's much more enjoyable to read a newspaper on an iPad. I can't conceive of why anybody wants to carry a book around anymore. Now people say, well, they don't like to read the screen. What I can remember going on holiday. What would I try to do? I'd try and stuff 6 books in. It was either clothes or books. Today, when I went away for my week's holiday in the summer, I took 161 books away with me on my Kindle. So, to my mind, it doesn't compute.
But none of it had advertising.
Sorry?
None of it had advertising.
Oh, it can do that, and it can do, and it does. So, I have my iPad, and I have my application, the Kindle application, and then I go to my Times application, or I go to my Wall Street Journal, and I got all my ads. So, and then I get a pop-up at the bottom of it as well. So I disagree. I think this is not a threat. This is an opportunity. The cake is expanding. That $1 trillion cake is expanding. And there was the blip in 2000, well, not a blip, severe recession in 2009. If you said to me, Andrew, that we would be where we are today, on September the 14th, 2008, the day after Lehman went down, I would say you need your head examined. Or more importantly, in the first and second quarters of 2009, when we were down 6 and down 11 in terms of top line like-for-like growth or lack of growth, I would have said there's no way we would be where we are today. No way. So the rebound, and we mustn't get carried away, the rebound it's a rebound, not a recovery. The rebound has been significant, much more than I thought it was going to be, and there's still a long way to go. But the industry, it's a vibrant industry. These things, look at Stream. You've got almost 400 people here, a lot of clients, a lot of our people. It's exciting. People are energized by it. They're invigorated by it. This is an unconference. It's Yoss's. No conference format, no agenda. You come here, you talk about what you want to talk about. I mean, it embodies the web. I mean, you talk about what you're interested in, not about what somebody decrees you should be interested in. If people aren't interested in it, they won't turn up for the discussion. If they are interested, they will. So it's a very free-flowing format. It's about connectivity. I wouldn't say there's super connectivity because there's only 370 people out of 140,000 or 100,000, but it's moving us in the direction that we have to go.